Hi, everybody.
Hey.
It's Christina and Tina, ladies of the Lanai. I'm Christine.
I'm Tina.
And we have some special guests with us. We're not out on Tina's Lanai, however, today. We are on location in
Middleton.
Middleton. We've been wanting to bring you some guests from Middleton, and we've got a guest from Middleton, and we can't wait to ask him some questions about Middleton. But while we're getting ready to go into that for you, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Tina and I work really hard trying to bring you, information that we think you'll find interesting, and we love your love back in the way of those likes and subscribes and shares to others. And this one, especially if you're a villager and you want your kids to think about moving here, this one's for you. Right?
Listen up.
All right.
And the special thing we have also is, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
My name is Joe. I live in Middleton.
I'm Jay. I live in Chitty Chatty.
All right.
Okay. And they're uncle and nephew.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is also sort of a multi-generational family situation. Even though they don't live together, they're still family members.
You want to start us off? Or do you?
Sure, I can definitely start you off. Put on my
She needs her
papers
glasses.
and I'll start you off. First of all, where you live in Middleton. Can I ask how old you are?
Yes, I'm 24 years old.
24.
So
He's a youngin'.
fairly young still, maybe.
Yeah. And is this like your first place that you've moved to outside of college or outside of home, or did you all move around already?
Yes, this is my first place I've moved to outside of college.
Okay.
Sorry. I was going to say, who moved here first, you or your uncle?
My uncle has me beat by a couple years, so he gets the crown on that one.
Okay.
Did he convince you to move here, or you just came and visited him and is like, this is great. This is a great place.
My grandparents actually also live here,
Oh.
and they've lived here, I want to say it's got to be since about 2013. So really, we kind of got to see this area grow and turn into what it's turned into. But having family close by, that's definitely a factor. When the opportunity came up, it was really something that helped sway that decision.
So, up until a few years ago, was it even a possibility for a 24-year-old to move here?
Not necessarily, unless you're signed on as like living with grandma and grandpa or Uncle Jay, but I don't think you'd want that too much.
So when they built Middleton, your family must have said, "Oh, we can get get Joe here."
I got here. We lived in an apartment on Wildwood for a while, and I moved throughout college, different dorms, and after a while you get tired of moving from one place to the next, and I kind of wanted a place where I kind of make it what I want it to be, and not worry about painting the walls or putting a hole in the wall to hang a picture and stuff like that.
So why Middleton and not like a house in Wildwood or Leesburg or something like that? What was some of the deciding factors that made you want to live in Middleton?
I think the big draw to the villages is when you drive around the villages in Middleton, you see how nice everything is kept up. And I didn't want to put myself in a position, this may be my forever home, but if I decide to move in the future, I want a place that's going to continue to stay nice, and I don't want a place where resale values won't hold or stuff like that. I'm kind of thinking long term.
I was going to say, could we step back 1 second though, because you've seen your grandparents here and whatnot. What was it like coming here when you were younger? Like, what was that experience like?
It's kind of like Disney World to those who haven't been in the villages, and to those who have been here. You understand it's kind of hard to describe to the people who haven't been, but it's kind of like Disney World for adults.
It is. So did the job come first and then you moved, or did you move and then did somebody recruit you to come here? Like, how did that work, the job thing?
Did your uncle recruit you?
No, but so at the time I was working in St. Pete. I started as an intern in Fort Myers with the company, then got a territory in St. Pete.
What kind of work are you in?
So I'm in sales. I sell paint, for Sherwin-Williams to,
There's a lot of houses to
contractors.
paint here.
Houses, everything in between, commercial projects, apartments, and that's what brought me up here. Is we had a territory that was open, and my boss at the time kind of put in my ear. He's like, "Hey Joe, what's next for you? We have this Ocala territory open," and I didn't really want to live in Ocala, but I knew the Villages, was
Not too far.
a skip and a jump away. And so I was like, I think I can make this work. I'm doing my research, seeing how close it is, and from that, it ended up working.
All right. So for those who aren't fully familiar, what is Middleton exactly?
So Middleton, it's a separate community from the Villages, but I guess the Villages owns it or built it, but it's a non-age restricted community, and so because of that, you get a lot of families. They have some of the best schools in the area, bar none. So the opportunity if you have kids.
Are you thinking way far ahead?
I don't want to get there yet. I got a couple of years left,
Okay.
but just talking with my neighbors who have children in the schools, it was a huge factor for them. The opportunity that their kids have, something that really made it worthwhile for them.
And you didn't come down alone.
Nope, I did not. So I brought my girlfriend with me, and that took a little convincing at first for someone who didn't know what the area was like, or
She had nothing.
no, so she wasn't familiar. She heard the Villages and thought, oh boy, what did I get myself into? But
And then she moved here with you, and then she also found a job, or
yeah, so
Uh-huh.
she works from home. She does kind of like digital marketing and SEO. But yeah, no, she loves it.
valuable.
And she loves working from home too. So
Sure. Yeah. Good.
What are some of the things that, as a resident of Middleton, that you can't do that villagers can do that you know of or that you're aware of?
So the main thing is like the executive golf courses. That's going to be the biggest thing. You can still golf the championship golf courses, which me and my uncle, we get out almost every weekend if we can.
Nice.
Weather permitting. So, but that's the main thing. I'm sure like rec centers, if there's like fitness stuff at the rec centers. I don't believe that Middleton residents have access to that, but I'm sure they're going to be building a gym down here. We have pools.
You have a
walking
splash
trails.
pad?
A splash pad, yes. I've not been there yet, but it looks nice when you see all the kids, out there having a blast.
Yeah. Now, do you have other amenities in Middleton, like tennis, pickleball, anything like that?
Yeah, we do. We have tennis, pickleball courts, and my favorite, we got the trails that wrap around the neighborhood.
Walking trails.
Walking
yeah.
trails. I like to ride my bike on them. So
Yeah.
And you guys have a dog park, or is one being built?
there's 2 dog parks. So we got it's down past the pool, but they got one for bigger dogs and one for smaller dogs. So
Very
you don't have to worry about them, fighting.
Or having a snack.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, so, and you've lived here how long again?
Coming up on a year in July.
Okay. And do you have, so for Middleton, they don't have music at night, right? Or do they?
Well, they've had like some what they call like Middleton mingles, and what they'll do, they'll bring in a band, and since they're still opening restaurants and stuff, they'll bring in a bunch of food trucks and different vendors. I mean, you met us at one, and it was like the whole community in town was there. So I'm sure in the future that may be something that's going to be on a more regular basis once more restaurants and places are open.
Because we're all wondering if you'll have music that we can come and enjoy.
Yeah.
The other squares too.
Yeah, the stage is built, and
okay.
it's all set. They've had some good bands that we've seen there.
Oh, nice.
But it's not on a regular basis right now. But I believe maybe it might be on like a weekend basis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many residents are here?
I think like over 12,000. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I've heard.
Well, we'll fact check that.
So
in case it's
fact
wrong.
check
We'll
that.
put it in the
I
description. if
I
you're
could be
fascinated.
wrong.
I know that
so.
they're building more, and they're really wanting to expand the concept of
Yep.
the age unrestricted, like family.
Yeah.
What about have you gone to the Tracy? I've only been to one show there, but that's also, is there a funny story?
Well,
the way you two look at each other.
We were at Brownwood one night at the Square, and I saw Cheap Trick was coming to the Tracy, and so I kind of talked my uncle into it. I was like, Cheap Trick's coming. We should go see him. How often are we going to get to see them in like a high school, smaller
Right.
auditorium setting?
Wow.
Fantastic.
And then my girlfriend and I, we also saw the Beach Boys, we were like
Wow.
front row, and Mike Love kept pointing at us. So
Oh, that's so cool.
that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
Of the restaurants that are in Middleton or around, or even in the villages, do you have any favorites or?
Yeah, in terms of proximity, Victory is going to be my favorite down in Middleton for now. And then, but they are opening in Portillo's, and
That's the hot news.
I love Portillo's.
So that's Chicago, and you guys are from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, but I
But
also
still
yeah,
big there.
I lived in Illinois
Got
as a
it.
kid, so
Okay.
Portillo's was kind of a staple.
So you're super excited about that. I mean,
Yeah.
they're building more will come.
I was going to say, are there any other places you're anxiously anticipating opening up? There's a barbecue place, the custard place.
The custard
Steak
place I'm
place.
looking forward to.
Okay.
24 Middleton looks like it's going to
Yeah.
be good. I'm trying to think what else off the top of my head. There's going to be Zunza Bar.
That looked
Yeah.
interesting too.
It
Yep.
does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What about pool? Like, do the homes here? Do people have pools? Do they do that? Is there room for
Yeah,
pools?
there are some that do have pools, but there's also like 3 pools in the community. We have one that's going to be up that way. I know I'm pointing, which doesn't help with the
Are
with
the
video.
concepts the same? Like in the villages, they have adult pools, they have family pools, and they have sports pools. Is
They're all
yours like-
pretty much family.
Oh,
Like
that would make sense, right?
in this area. But the high school also has like a giant pool.
Oh, and you could use it?
I don't know that I could use it. Like
Oh.
I don't swim laps, but I don't know if they open that up ever.
I was
at
gonna. Do you get any privileges at the high school for any of their facilities as a resident of
all.
Middleton?
Not that I'm aware of, but I mean it's nice. Like in a community sense, the kids are playing sports. You have like the Friday night lights type deal. And
Do you have season tickets for football or basketball?
not yet, but we've been talking about that. We want to get out to a couple games.
Christine's
next
gone.
year.
Yeah, I've gone to a few football games and basketball games.
That stadium looks awesome.
The stadium is like a fancy college.
Yeah.
A fancy small private college
Yeah.
stadium. It is amazing. The jumbotron, whatever you call it, it's very professional,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to attract more
Tournaments
people
and
to come
things?
so that they can
Yes.
draw state tournaments and stuff to come here. And the basketball team, the boys basketball team, did really really well this year. I brought my daughter and my daughter-in-law here, and they both said that they couldn't believe the level of athleticism. They recruit kids from these Cocoa and neighboring cities nearby to here, and they get some good athletes to come. Basketball team's amazing. Football team, I think they're still building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When people come to visit you or friends come to visit you, what are your favorite places to take them to?
I like to take them to the downtown.
The downtown of what?
Middleton. Yeah. I just call it the downtown.
Okay.
But I like to take them, there, even though not everything's open yet. When you explain, where you're living and all the stuff that's gonna be there, it's cool for them to see it in person. Because the outside shells of the building are built, and they're kind of signing leases with these different, businesses to come in. And so, they'll go in there and then fit the building to the business's needs. But it's nice to show them what the downtown looks like.
So while you're showing people, are you also secretly hoping some friends and family will follow in your footsteps?
Well,
Are you recruiting?
I am recruiting. My dad and mom will probably be the, the next people to end up, with something in this area.
Oh, great.
What do you think is holding them back?
They live by the beach right now, you know,
the beach.
they live near Clearwater.
Yeah. It's
And-
hard to leave the ocean once you live there.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And they're looking, you know, for a villa, you know, that way when they come up here, you know, they can stay as they want, or if they're not using it, it's something that, you know, potentially they can rent out. So that's kind of what they're looking for.
So are there a lot of, like, in the villages proper, and you can co-sign on this, but there's a lot of like a lot of things run off Facebook pages, Facebook groups, and things like that for activities. Is it the same thing here?
Yeah, so there's a Middleton Facebook group, and you know they post, you know, for all sorts of things. I'm not the most greatest on the social networks, so I'm not always keeping
What
up
are
with
your
it.
favorite activities? Like, what do you get involved in?
I mean, they got a garage sale coming up in June.
A garage sale.
So
Wow.
that's something that, you know, if you're trying to get rid of stuff that you don't need, is good. They run a 5K. I think it's every weekend.
Oh, wow.
They meet at like the little park,
wow.
and they start from there, and you can run a 5K.
Speaking of which, you have big plans for something. Maybe this
I
goes
do.
into what Tina was just asking you about, something you like to do.
Yeah. So I like to bike, and I'm kind of getting into
Ironman?
Not an Ironman, but I guess the biking portion would be similar. But my brother and I, and
Tour de France?
kind of
Should I keep guessing? No.
a Tour de Florida.
Oh, okay.
I guess. So that would be what we call it. But we're planning to go from coast to coast.
Oh, wow.
So we're gonna start out in, like near Titusville or Cape Canaveral, and go from there to St. Pete.
Is this just for fun? Or are you raising money for something, or just
Just for fun. I saw some.
to say I did
For
it?
the glory.
I saw some YouTube videos. I thought it looked cool, and kind of roped my brother and his wife into it.
And
So-
what month?
Maybe I was gonna say maybe your uncle and your other family will be at the end with like medals for you or something.
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah. So.
Also, being young, what's your advice, or how have you found making new friends here? Like, did you come here and have any friends, and how was it to make friends, or besides your uncle?
Yeah, no, it's been you know, very very easy. The neighbors are super nice, and you know, the street that we live on is kind of like a little circle. So you know, on Friday nights, you know, the kids are similar ages. They'll be outside playing, and adults will kind of just sit there and chat. So it's been very easy, and they do like every month that they do like a kind of a first Friday type deal. And we had a Cinco de Mayo for our street.
Nice.
And it was awesome. There's hundreds of people that come out
Wow.
from other parts of the neighborhood, and you really get to, you know, meet people, share similar interest, and you know, people that you connect with in the
Yes.
neighborhood.
Most of the people are working, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
What
that's
would-
great.
Sorry.
No,
I was gonna say, what would be your advice for, you know, young people that move to Middleton on how to make friends?
I would say just, you know, don't be afraid to talk to your neighbors, you know, and you'll find all ages too. You know, it's not, even though it's a...
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the other thing. Is it all young working people here, or do people who are retired
No, you
also live here too?
Yeah, you get some retirees, and I think maybe it's because, you know, their kids live nearby too, so that's a nice thing. But for example, my neighbors behind me, super nice people. I think they're kind of semi-retired, but you know, we share a lot of the same interests. They like to bike on their e-bikes. We were talking about that at Cinco de Mayo, and so it's pretty cool that you get a broad mix.
What would you say? I know you have a girlfriend, but would you recommend, or how would you feel, or say it would be an experience for someone who's single to move to Middleton? Would that be?
Oh yeah.
Would they feel? People are, I think, even in general in the villages, like people are afraid of, you know, it's all couples and I won't fit in and blah blah blah.
Oh,
Is it anything different in Middleton, or?
No, I mean, what I would say, you know, you're very close to, I'd call them kind of hubs. You know, Tampa would be a hub, Orlando would be a hub, even Ocala, you know, for that matter. And I mean, Leesburg, you know, too. You got all these big areas nearby. So it's not just, you know, if you came here single, you know, I wouldn't necessarily be scared,
Yeah.
about I guess the dating scene or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
You're very close to large metropolitan
Right.
areas.
So if you wanted to, like you said, go someplace outside of
Yeah.
the Middleton bubble per se, you have all
Mhm.
these major cities that are within, not major cities, but Florida major cities
Yep.
that have more.
What was something that surprised you after you moved here that you weren't really expecting, or?
I mean, I would say, one thing this coming from a new homeowner is the warranty, and how great that's been. Stuff, it just happens. If stuff, breaks or, you might have a small issue with something.
Is yours longer than 1 year?
Ours is a year as well. But I've had minor things, and it's not anything, that I worry about. But just, calling them, they call the people out, they give you a call within like 72 hours and they're here and they fix it. And that just gives you peace of mind, from being a new homeowner. Because
Yep.
Is there anything you wish you knew before you moved here? Like things your uncle didn't tell you before you moved here, and you were like, "Why didn't you tell me about that?"
not necessarily. I mean, one thing that I've thought about, like in retrospect, is, and it's gonna sound dumb, but with hurricanes in Florida and rain, like I guess I'm on a little higher ground part of my street, but water's not sloping down towards my house, and I didn't think of that, during the purchase. But after I was talking with my brother, and it's like, oh, I kind of, I guess, picked a good lot.
I had one thing.
Sure.
Okay.
The homestead. You definitely wanted a homestead, in that first year, because that holds your property taxes down.
Mm-hmm. And you had told us you're in Chitty Chatty. And how long have you lived here?
Since 2020.
Okay.
Yep.
And you were also from Wisconsin before that?
I am.
And what brought you here? What made you take the plunge?
Actually, it was the mother-in-law and father-in-law, his grandma and grandpa. We would come down and visit them during our vacation, and I said, "Well, what's wrong with this place? This is pretty good." And all the golf, and that got me.
Were you guys close before you moved here?
Yeah.
And what has it done for your relationship now that you've moved here?
I mean, it's probably only strengthened it.
Yep.
Is your dad jealous?
Probably. I mean, definitely.
Are you guys better golfers than him?
Yes.
For
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely.
All right, he's got a lot of catching up to do. What did your family and friends say when you decided to move
Good
here?
question.
I mean,
Did your friends think you were crazy?
Your friends, your circle of friends back home.
they probably thought it was a little crazy. Like, I think like people who have never seen the villages,
You don't get it.
they don't get it, and they maybe have this perception of, from what they read on the internet or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
whatever that is.
But it's, you got to see it, and once you see it, it's pretty eye-opening.
Yeah.
And I think, it keeps you active and it keeps you healthy, and I think that's a big part of it too. It's a lifestyle.
Yes,
You know.
absolutely. Have any of your friends come visit you yet?
Not necessarily friends, but my brother and his wife, and my younger brother who's down in Naples, my sister who lives in St. Pete.
The big Wisconsin to Florida exodus going on.
Yeah.
But everybody kind of found their nook.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. So.
What are there some things that you learned how to do when you moved here? Not just necessarily being a new homeowner, but just living in the villages, and the same for your uncle. Are there things that you
both of you can answer
you
that.
learned?
Cleaning my grill. I just learned how to do that. I've never had a grill before, and had a little flames going because I had a little grease buildup. So,
Okay, yeah, you got get rid of the
that
grease.
was a learning experience.
Do you have a golf cart?
I do not yet, but in the future I would
Nice
like
birthday
to get
gift.
one. Exactly, noted, all right?
Yeah.
I
How
don't know
about
about
you?
that.
How about you, Jay? Anything new that you learned?
just kind of taking care of the plants and the palms and things like that.
It's different, right?
It's way different than Wisconsin.
What are some of your and your wife's favorite activities here? You guys both still work, right?
We do. I'm a golfer, but I'm starting to get into water volleyball, and so we enjoy that.
That's very popular.
Yeah.
See, now I don't want to play that because I'm so short, and Jay here, as you can see, is on the taller side, so I'm afraid I'll drown going for the ball.
Are you one of those that like spike it?
I do.
Very competitive, I
As much
see.
as possible.
Yeah.
What's some things, are there things either both of you wish were here? Like I wish the Villages had, or I wish Middleton had?
For me, the biggest thing would be a gym. I know it's coming, but right now,
Like a Genesis or like any kind of gym? Or I heard Orange Theory. I don't know. Somebody flashed a picture of it. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's not a real gym.
yeah. I mean, I really don't care what type of gym. I'm not that picky as long as they have the equipment that I want to use. It'd be nice to just be able to walk there.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm driving 20 minutes now, boo-hoo. But
Woe is me.
it'll be nice once that's built.
Yeah. How about yourself, Jay?
Nothing for me.
Nothing that you
Nothing?
wish was
No.
here?
I like it. Yeah.
Once Portillo's is here,
Perfect.
life is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Portillo's for sure.
Portillo's is very good.
So complete the sentence. You'll never believe it in my life before the Villages. What's a fun fact about you?
I sold shoes.
Sold shoes.
I was-
There's some stories.
I was like a Al Bundy.
A shoe
So-
salesman.
Yep.
Let's see. I would say I worked at Noah's Ark as a lifeguard.
Noah's Ark? Is that like a amusement park?
A water
A
park.
water park?
Yep.
As a
I
lifeguard.
bet you have some funny stories too.
I do.
Okay. Next chapter, we'll tell that one.
What do you think about Eastport? What do you think about what's coming? What are your thoughts about?
I mean, as somebody who lives in Middleton, it's right next door, and I'm super excited because that's just more businesses and more restaurants, shops, and what they create and the experience in those squares. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be different than anything that we've seen. It looks different than any of the squares. I think it's going to be fantastic. I can hardly wait.
And what do you think? What do you feel is the best thing about living in Middleton?
I would say it's peaceful and it's relaxing. I love coming home every day. For me, coming home from work and coming into the neighborhood.
Do you mow your own grass?
I do not. My neighbor has a lawn care company, so he does a very nice job. So
Nice.
once I found that out, I asked him. I said, are you taking on any more? He said, sure, I'd be happy to. So it's very nice.
And what do you feel is the best part about living in the Villages?
I think it's the lifestyle, the golf, and I love the view out my back Lanai.
What's your view?
We look over the Chitty Chatty preserve and
Oh,
pond.
nice.
Nice.
Okay. And are there any not as nice things unfortunate things about living in Middleton or the Villages?
No, I mean, nothing that I've found that bothers me. Actually, maybe roundabouts. But besides the roundabouts, everything's awesome, and I would do it all over again. It took a little convincing from my girlfriend, but once they started, opening places, man, we were walking through, and she told me how much she loves it, and that she's very
You're
glad.
her hero now.
Yep.
Oh,
It is. It's hard to imagine when it looks like a ghost town, and you just see the storefronts and nothing there, and you're like, oh my God, when is something gonna,
Yeah.
come here? And then now, we were just texting today saying Citizens Bank is open in Eastport now, so it's like little by little things are happening.
Yep.
But
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And is your girlfriend finding it that she's able to make friends too?
Oh yeah.
She's a little shyer, I take it, than you are.
Yeah, she's a little shyer, but she actually during the Cinco de Mayo, like First Friday deal, she met someone who was her age living here too, and I think that that was kind of like a aha
I was
moment
like,
for her.
oh, she probably made a
So,
big difference,
yeah.
right? I bet it did.
So they're planning to,
Yeah.
hang out soon. And
Are there any women's group? Like usually in the villages, on Facebook, there's like a group for everybody, and then usually there's a ladies group that they do a lot of stuff together. Do you know if there's something like that? Is that how she can meet other like-minded women to make girlfriends?
yeah, I'm sure there is. There's multiple Middleton
Right.
Facebook groups and little subgroups and stuff like that. And I'm sure there is. I just have to look
Yeah.
deeper
Okay.
into it.
It's just
for-
it's just like anything else. It's just a matter of checking and just going. Just like,
Yeah.
'cause you know what the thing
You got to
is?
put yourself out there.
You have
Yes.
to put yourself out there. Nobody's going to knock on your door and say, "Will you be my friend?"
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way, right? As much as we would, like it to work that way, you have to just sort of just go and just say, "Hey, I'm new." Well, guess what? So are you, and you, and you. We're all new, right? And they're like, "Yay, somebody talked to me." Somebody
That's the
smiled at me."
hardest part. The hardest part is walking into a room not knowing anybody, but everybody's been there, Like I
Yeah.
came here, I knew one person. You came. I don't think.
We
Did you
didn't
know
know-
anybody?
We didn't know anyone.
Your friends followed you.
I've been,
She recruited a bunch of friends here.
Nice.
But yeah, that's the hardest part is like, you
Breaking
almost like say, oh, I'm not going to go because I don't want to go, blah, blah, blah. But then after you do it, you start to meet people and,
Yeah, so this is how it happened for me, and it might help your girlfriend to tell the story. My girlfriend called me and she said, "How do you like it there?" And at the time, I wasn't fully adjusted. I wasn't barely, not even adjusted. Let's leave it at that. And I said, "I'm kind of lonely. I'm kind of depressed." And so she called the other friend, and they said, "We gotta go see Chris. We gotta go cheer her up." And then they just came to, and I was like so happy. And then they were like, "We want to live here." Like it just happened so naturally, and then it all.
And then Barbara moved here, and
The
the
two of them,
first
Susie and
day,
Barbara.
you guys all went out, and
Yeah.
she met someone.
She met someone. She was single, and yeah, it was just kind of magic.
and then it just happened just like that.
It just happened. It's just crazy.
That's awesome.
So if I was gonna say, if someone's thinking of moving to Middleton, what would your advice be?
I'd say do not hesitate.
Do they do lifestyle visits? Do they do anything like that?
They have open houses that you can tour, pretty much every weekend, and then even if it's during the weekday.
If you lived in Wisconsin, and can you come and stay for a week or something in one of the houses here to experience it like they do in the villages?
I don't know if they have that set yet.
I don't know.
So that's a very
I
good
don't
question, but I want to lean towards that they probably don't have that set up yet. But I think once you come and see the place,
Yeah.
it speaks volumes.
You could probably go do a lifestyle and stay in the villages,
Mhm.
and then hook up with a realtor like our friend Nellie or somebody else, and come to these open houses and get a real good picture. Go see the downtown. Go see the proximity to the high school with all the wonderful amenities that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I think you can get a pretty good view of it that way. And speaking of houses, you've agreed, Joe, very nicely to let us do a house tour. Are we gonna do
Yeah.
it now?
We can do it now.
Yeah.
I may
Yeah.
stop it and then, because I can just put it together.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna stop it for now,
Pick it
thanks a lot for listening to this special edition of Ladies of the Lanai, Ask a Villager, and Middleton style. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you. We're not on the Lanai because Joe's not enclosed yet, and it's hot out. But we'll see you next time out on the Lanai. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody, it's Christine and Tina, Ladies of the Lanai. I'm Christine, and we are outside in the town, the village of Middleton, which is right outside of the villages, part of the villages. And we're going to do a little tour of our friend Joe's house. He's done a complete interview with us. Now we're going to go inside and see his house, and it's absolutely adorable. It looks like it's a 2-car garage, and let's go inside and see.
Surprise.
Hey, welcome.
Hi.
Come on in.
Thank you. So why don't you just tell us all about your house? What's the model, square footage?
Okay. Yeah, this is the rock, paper, scissors. And I want to say it's around 1,500 square feet
Okay.
off the top of my head. But you have, an open concept living room, dining room space. So this is probably where we spend, the vast majority of our time. And then
I'm going to swing this way to look at your living room.
Nice little vaulted ceilings.
yes, it makes it feel much.
And
much
What
bigger.
color paint do you have here?
So this is Casa Blanca by Sherwin-Williams. So that's the color of the
It's a
paint.
nice color.
It's a very nice.
It's a nice
Yeah, I kinda like
neutral
it.
tone.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I might use it.
And I'll turn on.
Look at all these cabinets in the kitchen. I mean,
I know.
when you look on this side, you go, okay, it's a a nice kitchen, but then it has this whole entire wall of storage, and it's got the new like gold. This is very current. It's
I
really
do. I like
nice.
the handles.
Definitely.
I do too.
And I let my girlfriend. She picked most of the finishes, so that's why it looks nice. So I gotta.
She did
Gotta
a
put
great
that in there.
job.
She gets the credit.
She does.
Is everything full? Have you used all of your?
No, I mean this side is full, but like basically all this side is empty. So
Do you guys cook a lot?
we do. My girlfriend more so. In the kitchen than I do. I mostly grill stuff, but she loves making different dishes, and I'm kind of the test subject.
You're the
trying
eater.
out.
She's the cooker. You're the eater.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful sink. Is this soapstone? What is this? It's beautiful.
I couldn't tell you what it
Isn't
is.
it nice, Tina?
No.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's nice
I
and
love
big.
it. Yeah, it's big.
Yeah. So we love this plan. There was one other plan we looked at, and I can't remember what it was, but this one just felt like it flowed better for us.
Is this one story or two?
One story.
Okay.
Yep.
What else we got here?
And how many bedrooms in back?
3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Wow.
So this we kind of just use as an office space for now. We need some more furniture and stuff.
Well, you just moved in not too long
So
ago.
it's nothing crazy. My girlfriend, she works from home, so she kind of uses this as her office space.
Command center.
Yep, central
All right.
command. for
Very
sure.
pretty.
So.
And what color is in here?
So this is actually a custom color. I got I bought off eBay like old color samples from like 1940 or something, and I custom color matched it, and this was one of the colors.
Wow.
So,
Very cool.
Not something you can get off the shelf. You have to-
That's a paint geek
I
for you.
know.
Yep, exactly. And then here we just have a guest bathroom. So
Well, that's nice.
yeah, nothing
Very nice.
crazy.
Same, you have the same finishes in there that you have in the kitchen.
Exactly.
The white with the gold and the marble. What? No, that's not marble. It's
Quartz.
quartz. Quartz. That's what it is. Quartz countertops. Very pretty.
Yep. And then on into the next room. This is the guest bedroom.
You have that same green in here.
Yeah, very very similar. A tiny bit different.
Okay.
This one's called. I want to say this one's called sea salt. I could be wrong on that.
I looked
I'll
at that
double
for
check.
my bathroom.
But I
Sea
think,
salt or my bedroom.
yeah, I think that's what this one is off the
Nice,
top of my head.
Beautiful guest room.
And yeah, I play guitar, so I use it as a little jam room, or
I see.
I got a little desk set up too. So
Nice. Very
Oh,
nice.
okay. Oh, yeah.
yep,
Quite a few
and
guitars.
more in the closet.
Oh, okay.
But we won't show those. Otherwise,
Oh,
I'll get in
there's
trouble.
even more guitars.
People don't know about those.
Uh-oh.
Then we'll do the master. So this is our master
Oh,
bedroom.
nice.
Ooh, beautiful.
Is this the same color? The sea foam or?
This is another custom
Custom?
color.
Oh my gosh.
That I match off. They're all very similar shades.
They are similar.
But this is
I
another
like
custom.
this color.
A little bit, ever so slightly brighter.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
So then
Wow. Oh, wow. So you have a big suite here going on. Same finishes in here.
Yeah,
Same
same
cabinetry,
finishes.
same hardware.
I like the sinks.
Mm-hmm.
yep. So we got a little towel drawer. So that's very nice to have.
I mean, so far, and this is a linen closet in here for you
This
guys?
is
Yeah.
a
Or
walk-in
your
closet.
Oh, wow.
It's not super clean, so bear with me.
Oh, wow. That's just
My
thank you.
girlfriend's still reorganizing her closet, so
Oh, this is big. This is big. This
Very
is
big.
nice. I mean, this is not unlike, a village's style house as far as the orange peel walls and the cabinetry that matches in the bathrooms, matches the kitchen. They do the LVP or the nice flooring in the regular living space, and then they do the carpeting in the bedrooms.
Yep.
I mean, it's not unlike a
see
village's
the-
style,
Lanai.
but the outside just looks more modern.
and then this is the lanai out here.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. It's
So now
Oh,
that
and you
it's-
have the little privacy wall.
Yep. So we got that, and then
Does everybody have that in Middleton?
no. So you can choose like. So they put that up, and if I want to do a fence, I could connect to it.
Oh, wow.
But I don't have a dog or anything, so I just leave it open, and we got the bird cage there.
Oh, wow. Is that how it came, or did you build the bird cage?
No, so standard it would have only probably came with this single slab right here,
Okay.
and then these two added slabs we did as an add-on. And the reason why I did it is it's similar to my grandpa's house. He's got a very similar thing.
He gave you advice?
Yeah, he kind of did, to be honest.
Did you build this, or it was built and you just added on to what
No,
was
we built this. So we
Oh, wow.
we
Okay.
picked out, from start to finish, the finishes and stuff like that. And this was part of that as
Nice.
It
well.
looks like a pretty big grill.
Yep. So, yeah, no, it's a Weber, so
Okay.
it's a good grill. It's a
Nice.
gift from my dad and my aunt
Oh,
and uncle
Wow.
and my
okay.
mom.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very
Super
cute.
nice.
I
Very
love
nice.
it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Not a
Okay.
problem.
I think that's the tour, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We got and
and I do have washer and dryer right here too. I
oh,
don't know if I
right.
can show
So it's
that, but
over here. Okay.
yeah, I
Very
can turn
nice.
the light on
Yeah.
there.
Very nice.
Oops,
Very
sorry.
nice.
There we go.
It's beautiful. Love this floor.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Who doesn't love? I
Like
like
everything on the
I
first
like
floor.
these the retro clocks too.
Yeah, that's cute.
I
That's-
think that's very cute. All right. Well,
All right.
thank you.
Yeah, not a
Yeah,
problem.
well, thanks
I
a lot for
appreciate
welcoming us into your home.
Yeah,
We really
thank you so
appreciate it
much
so
for your time.
much.
I appreciate your time. too.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.